What's up YouTube? Okay, today, as the title suggests, it is a vegan protein pancake day. There's good reason for this. So a few years ago, I actually made a small business out of making protein pancakes fresh for several different restaurants and cafes in my area, providing them ready to eat protein pancakes that they could then reheat and provide to customers. They were big, they were soft, they were fluffy, they were really popular, and there is an abundance of recipes online, so I'm definitely not here to give you another one of those. But I wanted to experiment more with vegan protein pancakes and vegan protein powders. When you bake with whey protein, there's such a fine, delicate balancing act between cooking it perfectly and overcooking it to a hockey puck. It's incredibly difficult to burn and overcook protein pancakes that are vegan, and it's because that plant protein is so much more resilient to heat than whey protein. So that's why I actually prefer these vegan protein pancakes, because they stay a lot more moist when you cook them straight away or the next day if you've cooked batches of them and are reheating them, and they're so much easier to cook. I'm going to show you a standard vanilla, normal flavoured pancake mix, as well as a chocolate pancake mix. But I really want to show you the chocolate protein powder because I tried this PhD plant protein. It's genuinely the first vegan protein powder that actually tastes what it says it should taste like, because with all the others there's that plant-based taste in the background that isn't masked properly. And obviously when you're baking something with protein, the flavour profile changes a lot, and that's actually another benefit of baking with plant protein, because those weird vegan flavours actually disappear. There's also the quality and amount of protein per serving in vegan proteins varies so much right now. Perhaps it's because they're so new to the market and they're still being developed, whereas we've now become used to the industry standard of whey protein. One protein that I have been using is the Protein World vegan blend because it was an offer and it's a decent tasting vanilla flavour, but per serving, which is 40 grams, which is a hell of a lot more than the 25 or 30 gram serving you usually get from whey protein. Per 40 grams, 24 grams of protein. Now what that means, if we look at it per 100 grams, is that's only 60 grams of protein. Whereas with PhD plant protein chocolate flavour, per 100 grams, that's 79 grams of protein. That's 19 grams more per 100 grams. You only need a 25 gram serving of this to get 20 grams of protein, which is just like whey protein essentially. And so I wanted to make a decent recipe that was dead simple, so I've reduced the ingredients to simply just a plant protein, flour. You could use oat flour, I've used self-raising as well as an alternative to self-raising flour, a milk alternative if we're being strictly vegan, but if like me you're more flexible with your diet and you're just looking into veganism as a curiosity, then you could just use plain straight milk, a bit of baking powder and a flavour enhancer like sweetener, vanilla essence or cocoa powder or cacao. At this point you're probably thinking, Rory, get to the recipe. So for one serving, 55 grams of your chosen flour into a bowl, then your plant protein. This one I'm showing you is the chocolate version, so which is why I'm adding in the cocoa powder at this point. A touch more baking powder to the self-raising flour because I want big pancakes. Now 100 milliliters of almond milk or dairy alternative milk, and for PhD it was very thick, so I had to add around 60 milliliters of water, but other proteins will vary. Then start whisking that all up together in that bowl until you get the consistency you want. At this point, I was sure that I said something really, really profound. When it comes to pancakes, I want rise, I want lift. So there you go. However, that is a good point because I think that putting it straight onto the heat really helps with the lift and the rise of your pancakes. So get your hob ready, using a crepe pan here, but also with pancake rings to get those perfectly symmetrical lovely, soft, round pancakes. That's the original mix, and you can see how runny that is compared to the chocolate mix, which is why I went back and redid the vanilla pancakes with bulk powders protein and had a much better result. Once you see those bubbles, delicately, ever so delicately, start lifting that pancake ring and it should come away. However, we're not all perfect, and that is just an example of how the pancake can stick. If you just take a knife to that and push it back down on top, you should be fine, and then you'll be able to flip the pancakes over and cook on the other side. Contrast this mix to that vanilla mix and you can see how it's much more like a mousse from PhD, and I actually have to pat down the batter to fill that pancake ring. But what that does mean is that it comes away much more easily and cooks into a much better solid, making it easier to flip, and yet they still stay just as moist. Turn them out onto a rack and stack, ready for an Instagrammable shot if you so choose, like so. Here's the original mix in a far more traditional stack with yogurt and fruit. Okay, I've made a beautiful mess here with this pancake stack. I needed to try some straight away. So we've got the PhD chocolate stack here with powdered peanut butter, banana in every layer of the pancake, as well as some vegan vanilla ice cream on top. I put peanut butter, banana always goes well together, and then the ice cream to finish it off. That's some combination. I'm also going to show you my maple butter. Now, disclaimer, this is not vegan at all. It's a low calorie, really macro friendly and really versatile and flexible topping for your pancakes that's just a bit better than maple syrup. It's dead simple to make. It's 2 ingredients, 0 calorie maple syrup and the lightest butter or butter alternative that you can find. In my case here, I can't believe it's not butter light, because per 10 grams it's only 3 grams of fat, and all you do is add, say, 10 grams of this to maybe 20 or 30 grams of maple syrup, heat it up in the microwave for 10 to 20 seconds, and you've got a rich, creamy, really macro friendly topping that's better. Trust me, it's a lot better than maple syrup on its own. You could use some extra additions to that protein pancake mix, such as an egg substitute or plant-based yogurts, but factoring in the cost of those compared to how much better they make those pancakes, I don't think it's worth it. And in terms of the macros, both are around 50 grams of carbs and between 25 grams and 30 grams of protein and 3 grams of fat. You could reduce the carb content by reducing the flour or the oats that you're mixing in there. That's completely up to you, and you're in control of your macros. I like my pancakes to have some real body and some real texture and be a meal, and be able to then add fruit, nuts, flavour toppings, peanut butter, ice cream, yogurt, whatever, to it that way. So if you feel the need to reduce the carbs, go for it, but I don't think you should be omitting any macronutrient from your nutrition and your diet, because it all comes down to energy balance. The energy exerted, your energy expenditure, and the calories that are coming in. So if you find that balance, you'll be able to fit in enough carbs, proteins and fats to enjoy all the different types of foods that you really like and want to have in your diet. Thanks very much for watching, guys.